Hey, want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Good afternoon, my friends. It's lovely to have you here. I am KingBlackToof, and today I'm going to be summarising some of the Homecoming and Thronebreaker information that has come out recently that I haven't spoke about before. So before I do that, I want to just mention that it's been confirmed that we're getting a Homecoming developer stream this week. I'm putting this video up on Wednesday, so pretty good. We don't know what it's going to be about, but I'm hoping they go in depth into one particular topic, whether it's just to show a faction like Skellige or Nilfgaard, or whether they're going to actually talk about artifact cards or provisions or coin flip fix. These are probably the main things that people want to know about. But Homecoming developer stream, it can't be bad in my opinion, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's the main thing I'm looking forward to. The next thing I want to talk about is the Thronebreaker developer stream that we've just had. Pavel Berger and two other developers played Thronebreaker for about an hour, and this was an hour in, so this is effectively the second hour of Thronebreaker. My personal opinion on that stream is that it wasn't particularly necessary. I wasn't particularly excited during it. Generally speaking, I know that sounds very pessimistic. I'm super excited for Thronebreaker, and I can't wait to play it. It's an instant purchase. I recommend it to most people for good value and good fun. But I don't know what the audience was for this Thronebreaker stream, because everyone that watched it had already watched other Thronebreaker stuff. And it just felt like they were playing through the game, and I didn't want spoilers for things. Like, we actually get to see a lot of events, a lot of battles and stuff with Gascon and some other things. We actually got to see the full Manticore, Exodian Manticore fight. So if you want to watch that, go to their particular VOD to see it. But I stopped watching at that point because I don't want that spoiled for me. And that was kind of it, They didn't really reveal anything new in there, particularly. It was nice and concise, they demonstrated things, but it's already things that we've already saw from other particular sources. And I just don't know what it was for, and I ended up not watching it, and them walking around picking up the loot wasn't particularly interesting either. So I do feel bad in saying that I didn't find the stream particularly interesting. But the Homecoming one I am super excited about. So I hopefully not too pessimistic for you. But here I have some notes, and these are the things that I picked out of the Thronebreaker developer stream that we actually do want to know about. So first of all, I'm happy to say we are getting a hard difficulty. So alongside story mode, which allows you to skip battles if you can't do them, and I think things are easier, and normal mode, which you can't skip but things are normal, you actually get a hard mode, which is great. That's what I think that's probably the most hyped thing from that particular developer stream, is that we got told there is going to be a hard mode, and I think that's going to make a lot of people happy. It's definitely going to make me happy. That's a good thing there. The next thing is, I think I spotted an Easter egg of Raffel Jackie, if I've pronounced his name right, in Thronebreaker. He was in the mess hall in one particular scene. It looks very uncannily like Raffel. And he, if you don't know, is one of the co-creators of Gwent. He created Gwent alongside Damien Monnier. So he's definitely a big person in the Gwent community in that respect. So I think that's him. And I thought that was a really nice thing. I reckon all three of them are CD Projekt Red employees. I can't make out the other two, though. And finally, this one, actually, I am quite interested to open a discussion about. And this is gear cards, okay? Now, we know banners, they come onto the board automatically. Gear cards, like the Swallow Potion we've seen already. However, I never quite understood what it did. Because the Swallow Potion was just a card that didn't have any extra text, just 10 points of boost in Thronebreaker in the games that we've seen. However, we now found out that the gear card is guaranteed to be in your opening hand in Thronebreaker. So, the Swallow Potion is always guaranteed to be in his opening hand. And I thought that was actually a very interesting thing to open a discussion about. So, we don't know if banners and gear are going to be in Homecoming as deck building opportunities. I don't think so. There's no information that's true or anything. It'd probably be weird if you don't want a banner or you do want a banner and stuff. But the premise of guaranteeing a card in your opening hand seems to be a pretty powerful one for any Homecoming decks. So I just wanted to open a discussion on whether you think that's a really good thing to increase consistency in your deck, because we know consistency seems a little worse at the minute due to 30 cards and less tutors and stuff like that. So because I've built decks before where I really want the Operator in my own opening hand, or I really want Saskia Blaze in my opening hand, and you know, this one slot where you could put a card in and it would guarantee it in your opening hand could be very good. Now, I definitely have the other side of my brain saying that's a bit powerful and that would just be hard to balance, so don't bother. So I just wanted to open a discussion about that. Do you think it's a pretty interesting idea to translate into a multiplayer area? So next up, we actually see an ability for a particular card. Now, the last video I did before this one was my top 10 cards I'm excited to see in Homecoming. And my number one spot went to Camby and Hemdall. And we actually now know Hemdall's new ability in Homecoming. Now, the text is a little weird because Pavel Berger has written it, and it's up for interpretation. But whenever your warrior damages an enemy, boost self by that amount. So it seems to be basically like an Axeman, but the damage you deal is the amount it heals. That's what I kind of think. I think it's probably just any unit that you place, possibly. It does also seem to indicate that it doesn't count spells like Owl's Thunder, because that's not your warrior. It also might not count hazards and stuff. So there's some specific synergy to it. Now, as for if it's interesting, it's like a gold, I imagine, Axeman. Some people are upset about that it seems to be another boost ability, another damage, another boost, that type of thing. Damage a unit, boost a unit. But it is very early to say. We don't know how strong it is, provision cost wise or strength wise when it's on the board. Can it be removed easily? I imagine it has to be on the board for it to work. So it's going to be a bit of a risk reward, but it's okay. It's not as grandiose as maybe I'd have hoped, because basically you're going to place him on the board, and what are you going to get from him? You're just going to get higher and higher numbers. You're not going to see any massive explosions or anything like that, not unless we get like gold card entrances, special music or something play when you play these type of things down. Effects wise, we're not going to get anything interesting from Hemdall, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully Camby will give us something in that regard, but we got to see Hemdall's ability, which is pretty cool. So that is it for these particular pieces of news. It was a little bit of a short video. Some nice, big, juicy things there, though. So hopefully you enjoyed those. Take care of yourselves, as always, and I'll see you again very soon. Have a wonderful evening.